Hello everyone. Just going to pause the TV. Listen to Lamar. I don't know if anyone remembers Lamar. I think you're on Fame Academy back in the day. Big fan of Lamar. If There's Any Justice is my favourite. If she knew, someone should tell you. If you look at my YouTube recommendations, Westlife, Lamar, Westlife, Lamar, Brian McKnight, Michael Bublé. That's what I like. I like music. I don't like noise. I like music. I like lyrics. I like love songs. Really, that's my thing. This weekend's boxing part 2. We're gonna start on Sunday. Actually, we're gonna start in the UK. We're gonna start Sunday because Sunday, which is Mother's Day, one of my boxers that I manage is in action at York Hall, and the show is live on DAZN as well. And it's a show worth watching. I'll be honest. I guess you call it small hall, but it's a very good card. The main event is a cracker. You've got some really good fighters on. It's a good bill. It is. It's top tier. John Clark, top tier. They do some good shows, to be honest. And since I started working with Steve, he sure was like, look, I want to meet Eddie Hearn. I want to box on a matchroom show. I want to do this, that, and the other. And we just kind of ticked them off as we went along. Because when I started managing, she'd had 2 and 1-2, and I didn't think she'd go on to box for British, Commonwealth and European titles and win a European silver, and I didn't, I'll be honest. So it was just a case of we just took it one at a time, really. You know, she's been on Bartsham a few times, boxed with big titles, won a title. And she's getting better all the time, to be honest. I trained her for, I think, for the last 2 weeks for the European title fight. She went 10 rounds, she did well. Then trained her for the European silver title fight. She got a good win, won the belt. She then went on to my friends at Manor Boxing Academy. I think had 2 fights there, boxed well. And she's now with Jordan Gill and his dad. So she's getting better all the time, you know. It's good. She's, you know, when I first started managing, she didn't really have a coach. She was just like ticking over, and, you know, and since then she's been working with myself and up at Manor Boxing Academy, Jordan Gill. She's really... And you know what it is? More than the training, really. More than people... Like, obviously, I'd like to think us lot know what we're doing. Experience, really. She's developed into a good fighter. Like, she's a strong, hard woman, really. She's strong, she's tough, and she's hard. But, you know, she's boxed former world champions, European champions, world title challengers. She's been in with some good fighters now. She's good. She's getting better, to be honest. On Sunday, she boxes Becky Ferguson, which is a rematch, actually. She beat Becky Ferguson a few years ago. Stevie boxes May 23rd on the Terry Harper undercard at the Eco Power football ground in the Rovers Stadium in a Commonwealth title eliminator against Ellie Helliwell. It was also a southpaw. So when that fight got made, they came to me and said, look, we'd like to box a southpaw before we face that southpaw. So Becky Ferguson comes in, and Becky tries. She's tough. Stevie, yeah, you're hoping she'll do the job, and we move on to a big fight at the Donny football ground. So yeah, that's Stevie on Sunday. Elsewhere on that card, Constantine Ersu fights Ethan James in the main event, which is a cracker. You'd put that on a matchroom card and say that's a decent fight. It's a good fight. Ethan James, he's boxed on many Warren shows. I'm not sure if he's signed with him or he ever was, but Ethan James is one of the best pure boxers in the country, to be honest. It's for the Commonwealth title as well, which is a good touch. Ethan James, one of the best boxers in the country. He lacks power, being completely honest. If he could punch, he'd go really, really far. Ersu, however, is probably the best kept secret to most. Probably not down south, and those who know him. He stopped Lewis Booth last time. He beat Jordan DeJean, stopped him. He's been stopping kids that don't get stopped. He's got some good wins. Jack Catchell told me about him about 18 months ago. He said this fella, Ersu, says he's really, really good. And when Catchell says that, you tend to listen. So Ersu James is a brilliant fight. Definitely worth a watch on Sunday. If you're not doing nothing, definitely worth a watch. Ersu will go far, I think. I think he's very good. Kevin Ajarko is on. He fights fellas 3-1 and 2. Ajarko should be miles too good for him, to be honest. Kevin Revel, Grant Dennis looks a good fight on paper. Laura Payne unbeaten. It's a good card. I will watch it, obviously, because I'll have to watch it for Stevie. But Ursu James, Zarko's a very good fighter. Good 50-50 at super middle there with, I can't say his name, Kevin Revel and Grant Dennis looks a good fight on paper. Laura Payne is unbeaten in 8, I believe. 7, sorry. Yeah. So it's a good card. Sunday afternoon on the Zone. I think it starts at 3, Stevie said. Definitely worth a watch. 1,000,000% you should be watching that. It's a really good card. Now, we'll go to Saturday's boxing. Saturday's boxing, there's nothing. There's no Matchroom card. There's no Queensbury. No Sky card. But we'll quickly run through what is on. If anyone is free and wants to go watch some boxing. There's one at the GL1 Leisure Centre in Gloucester. There's familiar names to me on there, but none that would be probably familiar to the casual boxing fan, to be honest. But that's at the GL1 Leisure Centre in Gloucester. There's a bare knuckle show at Planet Ice, actually, the day after Pat Brown headlines. They go there. I think, is it the BKFC? I think it may be. Danny Mitchell's on there from Donny. I think he was in the UFC, Danny Mitchell. You got a lot of ex-pros. Gary Fox, ex-pro. Steve Taylor. Dex Spellman, a good ex-pro for Arthur and Yard. You know what? To be honest, I don't really watch the bare knuckle stuff. I just don't really watch it. I've seen some of it. It looks entertaining. You know, you got a lot of good ex-pros going in. And you see a lot of good ex-pros getting beat, to be honest, by fellas that obviously aren't ex-pro boxers. They're hard and they're good at the bare knuckle. It's a different game. But, yeah, some familiar names there. On Saturday night, there is no televised boxing. If I can watch that, I probably will, to be honest. I'm intrigued. Spellman, Stevie Taylor, Gary Fox, Danny Mitchell. I probably will try and watch that, actually. There's a show at the Hideout in Farnworth. There's one at Middleton Arena, Middleton, Manchester. Niall Brown is on. He's a good fighter. The ABA London finals are at the Royal National Hall in Bloomsbury. Familiar names to me there. That's his senior Elite London final. They will be good. That's the Royal National Hotel in Bloomsbury. That will be worth a watch. Fred Pullen, I think, is the only one I'm familiar with. Is he Repton? Is he a Repton kid? I'm not sure. But I'm familiar with the name. West Ham. He's at West Ham. I've heard of that name. Pullen. Why have I heard of him? He lost in the final in 23 to Jermaine Del Wayo. Box Hamilton Joyce lost on a split. Yeah, he must be really good. Yeah, Fred Pullen. I'm not familiar with the others, but to be honest, I don't follow the amateur boxing like I used to. There's a pro show at Rainton Meadows at Horton Le Spring. I boxed there myself. The world's smallest changing rooms. Owen Reese is on. He was a good amateur. Liam Coppin's on. Calvin boxed him as amateur. Then in Birmingham, it doesn't give a venue. There's the Senior Elite Midlands finals. I'm not familiar with any of them names, to be honest. And that's Saturday in the UK. So that's this weekend's boxing in the UK. Saturday, Sunday. The ABA Elite finals of London and Midlands. They'll be a good watch. There's a few good pro shows, good fighters on. But I'm intrigued by the bare knuckle stuff. A lot of good ex-pros are doing it now. But I seen Joey Joecko, very good pro heavyweight, very good, tough, strong. Didn't get stopped much. Was a world-class amateur. He fought this fella in bare knuckle. Big lump he was. Fucking ginormous fella he was. And Joecko got slapped. I was really shocked. So obviously it's just a different kettle of fish altogether, innit? Because that was a boxing match. Joecko, you'd think, would have played with him, but bare knuckle, it didn't work out that way. So I'll probably try and watch that, actually. And the final one of the weekend we're going to talk about is in Las Vegas on Saturday, headlined by Michaela Mayer, Sandy Ryan in a rematch. First of all, let me find out if this is televised. I think could it be on Sky, Top Rank, maybe? Mayer against Sandy Ryan. I didn't watch the first fight, to be honest. I do not watch much American boxing, full stop, actually, never mind live. But if it's your thing, if you're up at that time, there's a world welterweight title fight, Brian Norman Jr. 26-0, 20 KOs, will fight Derek Cuevas, who is 27-1-1. That looks like it could be a good fight for the world title. It should be. Bruce Carrington's very good. He's on in a 10-rounder. And Emiliano Vargas. Is he the son of? Maybe, because he's from Oxnard, California. So, yeah, that is this weekend's boxing. I didn't want to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday all together because it would have took seemingly 30 minutes. I didn't want to do that, but Sunday, live on the Zone, Stevie Levy, as well as a cracking card, Constantine Ursu, Ethan James, will be a good fight, given as Jarko. And Saturday, you have shows, bare knuckle boxing and otherwise, Planet Ice, Altrincham, Gloucester, Farnworth, the Hideout, Milton Arena in Middleton, ABA Elite Finals for London at the Royal National Hotel in Bloomsbury, the Midland Finals in Birmingham somewhere, Pro Show at Rainton Meadows, and that's your weekend's boxing. So yeah, nothing massive Saturday in the UK, nothing televised on, no Queensbury, no Matchroom, no boxer shows, but a lot of good fighters in action. And Sunday, make sure you tune into the Zone. That is a good card. So thank you very much.